12 plus, as we are going to be taking the next 15 minutes to dive into your forecast with great detail. Right now, we're looking at just a stunning evening across southeast Texas. Certainly looking like fall out there right now. We're up at Proval's, up in Jasper. We've got crystal clear skies. And those crystal clear skies and light winds and dry air will help us to see temperatures dropping well into the 50s up in the lakes area. It's part of the Roofing 911 Skycam network. So the bottom line over the next 7 days is we're expecting a gorgeous weekend with lows in the 50s and 60s and highs in the mid to upper 80s. The 90s return coming up on Thursday and Friday, or I should say Tuesday and Wednesday, with isolated showers possible next Friday, maybe next Friday night. And Saturday as an upper level disturbance comes through, and it all depends on the exact track. It'll make more sense here in just a second. Otherwise, as I said, it looks fantastic for whatever you have planned this evening with Friday night football at kickoff. We're expecting at around 7 as clear skies are expected. Temperature should be in the mid to upper 70s to near 80. Halftime, of course, no rain with light northeast winds, lots of clear skies. Temperature should be in the low to mid 70s, and by the end of the game, may get down into the upper 60s in spots with clear skies and light northeasterly winds. Could be near 70 in spots too. So enjoy the games and be careful. Otherwise, tomorrow, well, first off, let me back up. Today we had a high wildfire danger threat across southeast Texas because of the low humidity and dry fuels. Tomorrow, that goes from high to medium. The high is mainly over towards Livingston, Huntsville, Conroe, and back over towards Sealy and western Harris County. Medium threat for wildfires. Probably not so much in the cities. It's mainly in the outlying areas. Regardless, could be some grass fires if they get started on some of the interstates and things like that. But low risk, medium risk tomorrow. And it's mainly due to the dry fuels. When I say dry fuels, we're talking about grasses and brush. It's all dry right now, and that will be coupled with very low humidity coming up tomorrow afternoon to create that medium wildfire threat. So be careful with fire tomorrow. We don't need anything, obviously, to get out of hand. So the drought monitor, we're now approaching, well, we're at 4.5 inches below normal since September 1st. This is not the worst drought in the world, but still, moderate drought is developing in through southern Tyler and also Hardin counties back over to Liberty County. Everybody else in yellow is in level 1 drought, abnormally dry. Then you go to level 2, which is moderate drought in through Hardin County for the most part. Otherwise, tomorrow, look how the humidities once again go into the mid 30s. So a low humidity day tomorrow, dry fuels that could lead to that moderate fire danger. Right now, the only county that is under a burn ban officially is Tyler County, and just outside our area up towards Polk County. Probably we'll see additional counties being placed under burn bans in the upcoming week because we don't really expect anything significant over the next 7 days. We may see some showers trying to come in from the southwest, but again, the confidence is not very high at this point because these could be easily displaced out into the Gulf. Okay, because of differencing in modeling, and I'll show you that more in just a second. Otherwise, morning lows going to be at or above normal coming up at least through Wednesday, and then we get back up into the mid 60s Thursday and Friday. So going to feel pretty nice. It certainly beats the mid to upper 70s, doesn't it, with all that humidity? And it's because of the dry atmosphere and air mass that's over our area right now that's helping to drop those lows in the 60s. So as far as rainfall, we'll go begrudgingly at 10% coverage coming up Friday. I don't expect anything, certainly through Wednesday of next week. And the issue is it's all dependent upon a disturbance coming in from maybe South Texas. So as you can see, the scale, if it's brown, it's dry. See that? Dry. Then you get into the greens, and then you get into the yellows, oranges, and reds, and you've got lots of moisture. The more moisture in the atmosphere, the more opportunity or potential you have for rainfall. And we don't see enough moisture in the atmosphere to be able to even have the opportunity to produce shower thunderstorm activity should any disturbances come through until maybe Friday. And again, that is very dependent upon where this disturbance that we're tracking heads towards. Does it go into Mexico or does it head towards Texas? And I'll show you that in just a second. Temperatures low to mid 80s, crystal clear skies, certainly nothing on radar on the Pro Roofing Concepts satellite and radar loop, and that's going to be the scene right on through the weekend and through early next week. Look how low the humidity is. It was down into the mid 20s this afternoon. Very dry air mass over our area. So again, any sparks ignite a fire, it can spread. I don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill, but still, just be careful with fire this weekend. Otherwise, across the state, there is just not much going on. It is quiet. In fact, if you notice, clouds are kind of going up this way, and clouds coming down this way. That is high pressure right now over the state of Texas, and that is due to upper level high pressure over our state right now. So that's why we don't have any clouds, we don't have any rain. That's what high pressure does. It causes sinking air, and clouds don't like that. Otherwise, looking at atmospheric moisture, how much moisture do we have to deal with to produce shower and thunderstorm activity? This is a map view rather than what I showed you earlier. So we're well down the scale in the browns and tans across East Texas and Louisiana. Some greens, deeper moisture, a lot more moisture as you can see up the scale in South Texas. These numbers, think of it this way. The lower the number, the drier the air. The higher the number, the more moisture you have, like in South Texas, you have more moisture down there. And as you can see, that's the higher number. The lower numbers are across Louisiana and East Texas right now. So very dry air across our area right now, and you can certainly feel it. We are watching a disturbance, a trough. This is the disturbance that brought us the front through. And see, this trough is about right like that. So what's going to happen is this is going to slowly weaken, and we will see a piece of this energy try to run on off towards the west as we head towards, say, the middle of the week. So the question is, does it go into Mexico or does it come into Texas and then get redirected off towards the north and east? That northern course would bring us a better chance of rain coming up into Friday and Saturday. So as you can see, I showed you ground level moisture with that map with all the numbers I just showed you. That's at the ground for the most part. Now we're upstairs, well in the atmosphere, and look how orange that is. That is indicative of very dry air aloft. So we've got dry air aloft, we've got dry air at the surface. That equals no rain. And high pressure over the state of Texas right now, I just showed you too. So that high is one of the reasons that we are seeing a northerly flow. The front that came through, which brought us to dry air, it also means clear skies across the state. The high will weaken as we head towards the weekend. However, we'll be watching that high rebuild as we work on into Tuesday and Wednesday. That means the 90s come back. Remember that piece of energy I was talking about? It's going to be moving off towards the west as it head towards the Bay of Campeche, and that's the Southwest Gulf, and stay towards Mexico, or does it come up the coastline in through South Texas and try to move into Southeast Texas? That would be more favorable for our rainfall. So the high will weaken. So where does this go? Does it stay into South Texas, Mexico, or does it come into South Texas and go off towards the east as that high breaks down because of a trough of low pressure coming in from our west and northwest? Just too early to tell right now as far as how strong it is. But the moisture and the showers I showed you on rainfall potential across Houston, mainly off towards our west, that could be easily displaced out into the Gulf and we get nada. So again, it's just too early to tell as far as that goes. Otherwise, in the tropics, obviously no threat, but we are watching Jerry. We also have Karen. Neither of these storms are going to be an issue. Jerry has winds of 50 miles an hour moving away from the Leeward Islands, north-northwest at 15, and again expected to weaken and become extra tropical as we head on into early next week. Karen is in the far northeastern Atlantic, moving outbound, so I'm not even going to address that. Otherwise, as we take a look at Futurecast, It looks like just probably the best weekend that we've seen all, I say fall, so far. So tonight, temperatures will fall off, and we should be into the mid-50s, mid to upper 50s lakes, and around 60 along Interstate 10 to the lower 60s in Port Arthur. Tomorrow, beautiful weather, lots of sun, low humidity. Enjoy. Taking a look at your coastal marine forecast tomorrow, looking at slightly choppy seas around 2 feet. We'll see northeast winds at 10 to 15, but they'll be coming down and turning to the east at 5 to 10 knots. High tides at Sabine Pass, if you're doing some fishing, at 4:06 a.m. and 9:20 p.m. Sunrise 7:13 and sunset at 6:50. A reminder, Sunday the 2nd of November, we will be falling back. So we have, 3 weeks from now, I believe? Otherwise, looking at clear skies tonight, cool temperatures. Mid to upper 50s quite possible. Burkeville, don't be surprised. Around 54 up that way, 57 Spurger and also towards Kirbyville. I'm going to go with 58 into Vidor, 59 in Orange, 60 in Beaumont, Mid-County 61, Port Arthur 62, Sabine Pass 63. Winnie could get down 59, 60 degrees, light northeasterly winds. If you're headed up to the lake tomorrow, San Rayburn continues to drop. It's now down to 156.49 feet. Tomorrow we're expecting sunny skies, low humidity, highs in the mid-80s, and a northeast wind. Could be rather cool if you're headed out early in the morning on the lake. Otherwise, lots of sun coming up tomorrow afternoon with highs into the mid, possibly upper 80s. Again, low humidity, light northeast winds from I-10 northwards all day. Now, there's the potential that we start off with northeast winds in Jefferson and Orange counties, but the wind's turning southeast with the sea breeze trying to attempt to come in late day. So it's probably after 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So our winds may turn southeast if that's important to some folks. Otherwise, just stunning weather right on through the weekend. Cool mornings, comfortably warm afternoons. Now, as that high rebuilds, we're back into the lower 90s, but again, cool mornings, low humidity. Remember, the farther the low temperature and high temperature are, that means that the air is dry. When you have a 78 degree low temperature and a 93 degree high temperature, those numbers are a lot closer, so that means there's a lot more moisture in the atmosphere. There's a big diurnal spread, or a spread in the temperatures, of almost 30 degrees coming up Tuesday and Wednesday. So that means low humidity coming up Tuesday and Wednesday with lots of sun. Thursday, probably start seeing some clouds depending upon that track of that upper level disturbance. We'll go with partly cloudy skies for Friday. Partly cloudy, maybe partly sunny. And again, if it tracks further to the north, then we will see more than a 10% coverage. So we're very hopeful that that does happen. But again, as I reiterate, humidity levels, moisture levels will be low. Dew points are a measurement of how much moisture is in the atmosphere. And when you have dew points into the 50s, that means low humidity. Relative humidity is relative to the temperature and dew point. Again, 52, that is going to feel fantastic tomorrow afternoon. 50s throughout early next week. Look at that, 49 degree dew point coming up on Wednesday. That feels awfully nice. Now, as we head on into, say, Friday, notice how the dew points go back up into the mid-60s. And when you're talking about a high of about 89, the dew point and the temperature get closer together. That means humidity levels will be going up. And sure enough, it'll be feeling more humid, as you can see, towards next Friday. Otherwise, as I said, a beautiful weekend is on tap for southeast Texas. May see some high cloudiness coming in on Monday. We'll elect it to go mostly sunny, as the disturbance will be going out of the Pacific. The remnants of